We are happy to have with us today Dave O'Hare, the man behind New Jersey's biggest and best comic convention, Garden State Comic Fest. We have been going for many years.
Here, credit. Yeah.
And Dave, I'll tell you, it's your convention is an interesting one because this is my youngest daughter, Cassidy. My oldest daughter, Colleen, only goes to 2 conventions a year with us. She goes to New York Comic Con and Garden State Comic Fest, and that's it.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Glad to hear it. And thank you for having me on. I'm very happy to be here.
We're glad you can make it. We really do love the show, and we don't only love Garden State, we love Winterfest also.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
and
really good.
What's that?
I said they're both really good conventions.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Winterfest was something that we kind of put together a couple years back. It was we wanted to do something that was a little bit less expensive for more families to be able to enjoy something in the winter when, everybody's got a little cabin fever, nothing going on. And, it's worked out great up at the Sussex Fairgrounds. And I love it because I live up in Vernon. So it's only like 10 minutes away from me. So I don't have to travel actually for one of my own shows.
Yeah, it's a trip for us, but it's a very interesting venue there.
It is. It is. If you've ever been up to the fair itself, it's coming up, I believe, 2 weeks.
Okay.
The fair will be up there. They do like 250,000 people over the course of a week. Yeah, it's a huge thing. And if you look out there, there's parking for, they could fit like 10,000, 12,000 cars up there. So it's a happening place. They do Christmas markets up there, all kinds of neat stuff. And we also run our anime fest up there.
Oh, okay.
So we like that because it's more in the spring. With the fairgrounds, they don't have, the 2 buildings that we use for Winterfest.
Yeah.
Those are heated. The other buildings aren't heated, so it's kind of tough for us to use them in the winter. But for Anime Fest, we get away with it where we can actually spread out and we put in a main stage and it's like a big thing up there. It's pretty cool.
We really like the way you do that one too. You had it separated this year. You had the comic vendors in one and you had the artists in the other one. And I really enjoyed that. And you have the food trucks outside, which is always nice too.
Yes. Food trucks for West Orange, for Winterfest, the food trucks work great because they're right between the 2 buildings. And we did separate it finally. We put the artists in the one and the vendors in the other. And I think it worked out really good there this year. We also separated it now in West Orange since we moved over from Morristown. We did all artists.
Let me tell you, we were when we heard you were moving, because we've been going for quite a while now. So we've been going to Morristown, the Morristown one, and we liked it. The parking's good. We loved it. It was on the ice rink. We knew
we had to bundle warm because it would always be really cold.
So when we saw you moved it, we were worried. We were like, "Oh crap! This can't be as good as Morristown." That was when we were going into it. And then when we got there, you got the parking garage. We were a little bit disappointed that we didn't know that it was right next to the zoo because we would have planned
the whole day
to go to the zoo.
But So are you guys planning to be at the same location next year?
It has not been announced yet.
Okay.
But we just got the okay. We had our post-show meeting this Wednesday. Our dates for next year are at the Cody Arena, June 27th and 28th.
Same as this. So same weekend, which is
same weekend.
Perfect for me. I'm a teacher and you are literally, the school year ends. And that was the weekend after the school year ended.
It's always worked out because we actually, I cannot go the same week as Heroes Con because we would lose a lot of our guests. And they're always the 3rd weekend in June.
Okay.
So, and we chose this weekend because when they do drop the floors in these places over the ice and stuff, they also have all the high school graduations and everything at those, at Menon. And so the floors are already in.
So that works out for you then. It's already laid down. So give us a little background on Garden State Comic Fest. How long have you been?
Sure.
And I have questions about, guests and stuff too, but just give us a little background on.
All right. Well, Garden State Comic Fest came about in 2014.
Okay.
A couple years prior to that, I'd say around 2009, I hadn't been reading comic books. The last comic book I had really read was back in, grade school. And, I was out of that for a while, but I owned a pest control company for years. And a friend of mine turned me on to the original comic book artwork pages as an investment.
Okay.
So I got back into comics. I started reading comics again. I was going to New York Comic Con to buy these pages, and I actually fell in love with it all over. It was like being a kid again. So I decided, because I am from Manhattan originally. I was born in Manhattan. Right. I'm actually adopted, so I was raised by a family out here in New Jersey, but I cannot stand going into the city. I don't like the city whatsoever. I go in once a year.
We're on Staten Island, and I grew up, been here my whole life. Cassie's been here her whole life. I cannot stand going to the city at this point in my life. But I worked in the city for 14 years, so I would go every day. I go to the city once. I go to the city once a year for New York Comic Con. That's it. I don't go No, I haven't been since New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I go in for New York. I am actually getting dragged in a couple weeks to do something for Phantom of the Opera. Okay. But other than that, yeah, I'm not a city person. I love the country. I actually love Staten Island because it's more, rural. It's more like New Jersey itself.
Yeah, we're trying to get a good show here. So if you,
I have thought for a long time, because I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan, that I thought about doing a Joe Fest right there, because that's where, G.I. Joe originated.
Well, if you think about it, just to go side, and we've talked about that G.I. Joe thing before, to go sideways a little bit, we have like 500,000 people here. Do you know how many comic shops we have on Staten Island right now?
One, two?
One.
What?
The second one closed. So we have one comic shop on Staten Island. JHU Comics is the only comic shop on Staten Island for 500,000 people. And we've been getting 2 small shows. We get St. Anne's, which is done through the church, and we get what's the other one? Comics Con, run by a vendor out here at the theater.
But they're very, very small.
Very small.
Very small, yeah. And most of the shows, out there, sorry, I got off tangent there. But
that was my fault.
That was one of the things with Garden State. I've always liked the feeling of those small shows, because they're more intimate. You get to actually walk around and check it out. So I tried to grow Garden State Comic Fest with that hometown small feeling. Like, I didn't want it to turn into a commercialized fan expo, New York Comic Con. I mean, there's a place for those type of shows, and I think Garden State Comic Fest never wants to actually be that.
But you are arguably the biggest show in New Jersey right now.
Yes.
I mean, the only other one we would compare that we go to is probably Super Jersey.
Super Jersey, yes. Yeah. And over the years, there's been New Jersey Comic Expo, East Coast Comic Con, Asbury Park Comic Con. But right now, we are, I guess you could say we're the biggest, Well,
what did you do attendance wise at this one? Do you have that breakdown?
We do. We usually, we're not a show that we usually jump out and go, we did this many people, but I can tell you we did just about 8,000 attendance. Wow.
So you are the biggest, because we know what Super Jersey did, and they didn't do 8,000.
No. We did 6,000 on Saturday, and we did 2,000 plus on Sunday. Wow. So this year was actually our second best attended show ever.
We were there Saturday, as you know. Thank you for the tickets too.
Not a problem.
And we were surprised we don't usually wait on a line.
But we were happy.
Yeah, we were happy
that there was a line to get in.
Excited
and
about it.
Yeah, we were like, this is great. And then we went inside. It's funny because when we walked inside, we didn't get past the first vendor because the first vendor was a friend of ours. It's Phantasm Comics, Greg Greg Newcomb, and we stood there for like 45 minutes before we even went to the show. And then we just saw people back and forth. It was a really good crowd there on Saturday.
Yeah, it was really busy. And Artist Alley was jam-packed the entire weekend. I think we did a really good job with the way we split it up this year. And the lobby there, it makes for a great area for the cosplayers over there.
Yeah, definitely.
The entire venue, the staff, everything is 10 times better than we've ever had before. So,
you had no issues back there. You had no issues.
No issues. It was a great show. I always say, nobody died, nobody got hurt, nobody sued me. So
no, dude, but
that's a good show.
So, all right. So here's the question then, because you're not the first promoter we've had on the show. We've had a number of promoters on the show before. Were there any complaints that you had to deal?
You always get complaints.
Valid complaints, I guess, is a better question. Any real complaints? Like, people are going to complain. They always complain about something.
Right.
Anything that was valid. Like, I know at the last big show, there were a number of valid complaints. Did you have any valid complaints at this show?
No, not really. I mean, we had a couple complaints because two of our guests got stuck where they couldn't show up on Saturday and they had to come back on Sunday.
Yeah.
They did get there, though. And what I did was everybody that was coming to meet those two guests, I gave them free admission on Sunday so they could get back in and do what they needed to do. So
fix the problem
right away.
Immediately.
Fix the problem right away. Another complaint we had was our panel room is not big enough.
Okay.
We could only fit 70 people in our panel room, which, again, we like to keep things intimate.
Right.
So the only way we can really, in the past, we've had stages and stuff like that set up, but we like the idea of the panel room. So the only way I could really tell people that was get there a little earlier to stand in line to get into a panel, or buy a VIP pass.
What was the big panel?
It was actually the puppeteer panel. Steve Whitmire and Kevin Clash. Everybody wanted to get in on that one. So they have a very solid fan base.
Oh, okay.
And they are.
We saw a lot of people walking around with puppets or dressed as something relating to. We saw a lot of people like that.
The Muppets, but
yes, I mean, who didn't like the Muppets growing up? So their fan base is really solid. It's the only thing I can really say about it. So I mean, they're passionate, and I do understand when somebody couldn't get in or something like that. I actually had one right before the show or the panel. It was a little kid that started crying because he wasn't able to get in. So
that's never good.
Owner prerogative. I made room for him.
Right.
So I got him in. But that was the thing. Obviously, we're still on ice.
Right.
So people were like, "Oh no!" on Sunday because the floor started getting a little wet, and it wasn't because the ice was melting. The ice never melts.
Right.
The ice is 14 degrees. It's good. It's actually the humidity that causes sweat. It's just like if you take a bottle of water out of a cooler or something. You're going to start getting that little bit of moisture on the outside of it as the temperature changes.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold in there on Saturday.
I actually think that this location wasn't as cold as the last one.
No.
Like when yeah.
It was all around. We honestly have nothing bad to say about it. It was
right.
It was laid out great. I like that you separated the Simonsons from the rest of Artist Alley because they always have a line. Always.
Walt and Wheezy have been with us almost since the beginning. They are very good friends with Greg and Gene, and Gene also helps rep Walt and Wheezy. So that has always been one of our things. They have always been right next to Greg Hildebrand.
And they chat too. So they take their time with everyone. They really they make it a fan experience. They really do.
They really do. 10 years I've been. It's funny, as I collect artwork and did all this stuff, and I started New Garden State as kind of getting back to that, it was a poker bet for $20 because I wanted to bring the artwork to New Jersey, so this way I didn't have to go back to the city. Okay. So I was just being selfish, and I said, I'll start a show here, and then everybody has to come here, and I don't have to go there. So, yeah, a friend of mine bet me $20.
Some people have the same feelings that they don't want to go in convention. So,
and you definitely take away from New York Comic Con. I guarantee you take people away from New York Comic Con because they're like, I'd rather just go here than even the cost alone, the cost to go to Garden State compared to going to New York. New York is costing us a fortune this year.
Parking alone, just trying to find parking in Manhattan is.
As I get older, parking becomes very important. Parking is a really important part of going to a convention.
It is.
For a lot of people,
having free parking is amazing. Having 3,000 parking spaces.
That parking garage was, we were like, wow, we're never going to really have to worry about parking when we come here.
No, and there's 3 decks there and offsite parking. There's 2 offsite lots around the corner too. So that's what's great about Cody. But yeah, I think we do take away from New York Comic Con in a way. Yeah. I mean, everybody goes to New York.
They're going to sell out. They're going to sell out every year. They're never going to hurt. But there's got to be people in Jersey who go, I could just go to Garden State and be fine. Because you have a really nice guest list too. And it's an experience like New York Comic Con, but not at the same scale. I'm not like this the whole time walking, which is, I like to go through bins, and so when I go to shows, I buy a lot of stuff. At New York Comic Con, in the course of the year, we go to a lot of conventions throughout the year, a lot of small conventions. I buy the least amount of stuff at New York compared to any other show I go to.
Oh, same here. Mostly because I hate carrying things. And in New York, you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
I love, Garden State, that was one of the things that I put into it. I said, with the parking, it's great because you could buy something, you go out, put it in your car, you can come back in, you can go out, put it in your car.
And we have done that at your past shows. We've done that many times.
These are things that I've imprinted over going to other shows where I've gone, I always hated this. So can we get rid of that part of it and do it here? But yeah, Garden State, it was, I spent $1,800 on the first show. That was in 2014.
Right.
Because I wanted to win that $20 poker bet.
Okay.
So I really didn't know what to expect. It made money, which I was surprised. But it wasn't a lot. I mean, we actually made about $1,000 on the show. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And we just kept it going from there. And, the first show was at a Quality Inn in Ledgewood, New Jersey.
Right.
It was like this horrible, horrible hotel with this ballroom. And then we ended up at the Hyatt and then Menon. Then during COVID, we ended up in a couple malls and stuff like that. Because you weren't allowed to have a big convention or anything during COVID, but you were allowed to shop in a Walmart. So I couldn't really figure that out. So I figured out, well, let's rent a Walmart and go in there. So that's how we ended up at Century 21. It was an old department store.
Yes, I remember that convention. You were in an abandoned store.
Yeah.
And
which was allowed.
That was a really good convention too, because there was a lot of really good vendors. I remember that show. It was smaller than what you've done, but it was.
Yes.
I mean, vendors were fantastic at that one.
The vendors were fantastic because there was no other shows. There was nothing.
Yeah.
we limited the amount of tickets. We actually made the show over 3 days. It was the only time we've ever done a 3-day show, so we could limit the amount of people each day to come in. We put all the protocols in place and everything, and we did a full contact tracing on those shows, and nothing ever came back. So, I was very proud of our staff on those.
Yeah. And I mean, at that point, everyone was hurting for a show because we hadn't gone. So it really,
that was towards the end where, everybody was just like, okay, open back up.
Right. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was it. And once you did, everyone came running. I remember that. That was a good show. I remember that show.
Yeah.
And so this year you have something new, right?
Yes. Vineland.
So
that's coming up.
Tell us about Vineland, and why did you add a third show to your
fourth? Because they do anime.
Oh, you're right. And fourth show, they do anime. So why are you torturing yourself by adding a fourth show?
Honestly, it's a passion. I enjoy running these shows. It's not about the money. I can honestly say that. Like I know you hear sports figures say that when
I have an idea. I think I know why you do what you do. I think you just do it, like you said, you're selfish. You just want the artists and the creators that you like to come to a show, and you get to hang out with them, and you get to spend time with people that you want to see. So you run the show. Now you get anybody you want there. That's what you do.
Selfishly, you are 100% correct. In actuality, it never happens.
Right, of course.
Because I am running the show, I actually do not get a chance to sit down and talk to anybody. I have been wanting a Walter Simonson sketch now for over 10 years. I have never actually gotten one because at the same time, I don't want to take away from a fan that paid to come into the show and take time for myself. So I never do it, which it's kind of defeating the purpose of why I even started this damn thing. But
well, I don't know. After over 10 years, maybe you can cut out just like a little bit
of time.
Just one sketch.
I'm starting to a little bit. I'm spending more time, talking with fans and stuff now because the show has gotten to the point where it pretty much runs itself.
Right.
And again, my staff. Over the years, my staff is amazing. A lot of these things are my ideas, and a lot of my own personality is imprinted into the show. But it's the Erics and the Danielles and the Dennises and the Dominics and the Abbeys and the Annas that bring it to life, so to speak. So without them,
have on your staff,
we have 4 paid employees, and then we have 22 volunteers that come out every year.
That's great.
And in order to get to a paid position, you actually have to be a volunteer first. We don't hire outside. So we want to know what you are, so to speak.
And you have security too? You have security throughout the whole?
We do. In Menon, we always had the local sheriff's department and off-duty police. The PBA was there. Here, we also have 4 off-duty police officers walking around. The head of my security is Michael Molnar. He's a lieutenant from the Morristown Police Department. And then we also have the sheriff's department there, as well as a private security firm for the first time, Garden State Guards, which they are all retired carrying police officers.
That's
so, yeah, a lot of people in that show can arrest you.
And in all honesty, have you had any instances like that? Have you had any?
Of course.
Because it's a huge show. You have to have someone trying to steal. It's just
every year you get 1 to 2 shoplifters every year, hands down. It's always going to happen. This year we had a lightsaber and a Pokemon card taken.
Okay.
One from each room. So it happened at both rooms and stuff like that. We do have the security systems. We do have the cameras. We do catch the people every single time.
So if you're
And
listening, don't steal from Garth.
yeah, don't steal. But at the same
they're not
time,
in cosplay where they have a mask on, like you.
our cameras follow you right back out to the parking garages, and they get the license plates as they leave the parking.
Oh, that's
so yeah.
So security is top notch.
Yeah, you have to be with that type of stuff in that room.
Yeah, that hurts your vendor. That hurts your vendors, people, because I saw some big books there, big money.
Yeah. Oh, in the past, I mean, we've had Action Number 1 there. We've had Detective 27 in there.
We've had Fantasy 15 this year.
Yep. And I know there was actually some pages from Amazing Fantasy 15 there as well.
Did you buy them?
No, I own them. So
all right.
That's how I know they were.
They were yours.
But, yeah. But yeah, no, it's there are a lot of security there, but at the same time, we always press charges too. We don't let anybody get away with anything.
That's good.
But in today's day and age,
I know
most of the time they're just let go anyway. So it's
yeah, but still, you have to make them not want to steal. So that's
yes,
yeah.
I mean, that's also great because for some of the New Jersey has a lot of very small conventions. Those smaller conventions don't really afford to have security, and you have instances where stuff happens and then nothing can be really done about it.
Right.
To hear that, they're always caught.
You're catching them and prosecuting them.
Always, and it's like a casino too, because I actually talk with the other promoters too. So you find out about teams that come into these type of places. Right. You're looking for people. We share the pictures of people that we know, even though maybe nothing happened, but we share those photos with other conventions. We do all that. So
that's sad that you have to do something like that.
It is, but it's part of being in business in a way.
There'll always be that one group. So tell me a little bit more about Vineland and how is this coming about? Why is there an additional convention this year?
Well, Vineland is a city down in South Jersey. It is about 30 minutes east of Philadelphia.
Okay.
30 minutes west of Atlantic City and 30 minutes north of Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
So it does have that area. It's got a good demographic of people around it. But Vineland, over the past couple of years, the city has been really revitalizing itself. It is turning into a really nice place.
Okay.
And they reached out to us and said, we're building a convention center. We would love to have a Comic-Con come. And, your Garden State Comic Fest, everybody, we've heard of you. Right. People talk about you. Would you like to do this? So I said, no, not really. I don't really want to do a show that's 3 hours away from where I live and, all this stuff. And they said, no, please come down, check it out, look at it. So I said, all right, I will. And I went down there and I loved it. I thought the venue is going to be great. It's going through its renovations right now. It should be ready in September. I'm going down in 2 weeks to take some more photographs and stuff like that, do a podcast down there, talk to a couple of the local vendors, all that kind of stuff. But Vineland really has laid out the red carpet for us. And with that, I got to put a little bit of myself even into the plans of the new convention center. Okay. It'd be great if you had a green room here because this would make sense. And, it'd be great if, the bathrooms were here and here. And they actually listened to me and they did it. So part of our deal is for as long as Garden State is doing a show in Vineland, I will consult for the convention center for other shows coming in.
So what's the size going to be? What comparative to the one we just had?
Well, the one we just had is just about 70,000 square feet, if you include the 2 rooms and the lobby and everything. This one is going to be 40,000 square feet.
Okay.
So now Winterfest is 22,000 square feet. So it's going to be right in between the two. So it's 2 floors, and it's got like ramps that go up and down. So it's kind of like the Javits Center in a way of, and each floor is 20,000 square feet.
Okay.
It will have just under 200 booths and artist tables.
You sold out already, or no? Are you sold out?
We just opened it up a couple days after West Orange.
Okay.
I'm a fan of not really doing another show until I can wrap the one off.
Well, don't you start next year's Garden State already? Like, don't you start planning it like within like a month or two of finishing to get your vendors, to get your guests and
West Orange? I started planning West Orange for next year without dates or anything in March.
Wow.
Of this year. So
before the show even took place, you were planning next year's already.
Yeah. So I already.
How many vendors do you usually have at Garden State?
Which show?
The
big one.
The June one.
The June one. We do vendors, itemized vendors. It's tough, but I know there are 220 vendor booths and 160 artist tables.
Wow.
So it's
look at the convention, you don't realize that it's that much.
You don't realize it's
right.
that many.
Yeah, because you get some vendors like Fester's Funhouse. He does 10 or 11 booths.
Right.
So he takes up like 110 foot, footprint on the show floor.
Right.
And then you have others that do smallers, and others mid-range. Some of the comic dealers do 2 and 3 booths.
Yeah, we noticed that you need a little bit more space. You have actually someone was there because of us. We recommended the guy selling the movie cells.
Oh yeah.
We met him at Woodbridge show, and we just became friendly, and he was like, "What show should I do?" And I was like, "If you don't do Garden State Comic Fest, then you're making a mistake, because they have the foot traffic and everything." So he came to your show because we were like, "That's the one you should do." And Garden State.
He reached out. I remember when he signed up too, and I was like, "Okay, this is a little different. This is something off. It could do great. It may crash and burn. Who knows?"
Ralph has great ideas on what he wants to do. It's just hard to translate to
get people
a comic book show,
right?
Because of in all honesty, it's because of the budget. Because when someone goes into a comic book convention, I have a budget. You have a budget on what you want to spend. His stuff is great. It's expensive.
Yes.
So,
but I would say the average attendee for a Comic Con usually spends between $90 and $110.
Don't tell my wife that.
So,
please.
That would be average.
But how many conventions do they go to a year?
Do they go to 3 conventions a month?
Right. No. So it's but what Ralph's stuff was really cool. I got a chance to look at it for a little bit. I hope he did well. I haven't heard really from him since the show. So
we were sitting with him on Saturday for a little while, and he had sold like 4 or 5 pieces already.
Oh, okay.
So he was doing okay. I don't know if he made his money back. I know he had 2 booths, if I remember what he was in.
He had 2 booths.
2 booths.
And if his stuff was more expensive, and if he sold 4 or 5 pieces, he probably
his
he probably ended up okay.
His stuff is, and it's again, I keep telling him with his stuff, it has to be out there. You have to see it in person. You can't. Online is great, but you have to see it in person.
Yeah, his stuff was really cool. I don't get to spend nearly as much time as I'd like with vendors and looking through their stuff. And I am curious because he had the big reveal.
Yeah.
What was it? I never found out.
Oh, so you didn't watch our video from your convention then?
I watched most of it.
Because we actually recorded. We put it at the end of ours. We recorded his big reveal. His big reveal was he had 2 basically. He has now with music, so the frames actually have music that go along with the movie or if you
Okay.
had a record album
Yeah,
or
'cause
something.
he had a Guardians of the Galaxy one, and then it played music that was played in the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then he also had IMAX cells that he was
Okay.
using.
He was very excited to see that because he had reached out and he wanted us to do over the PA systems. Big reveal, 1:00, and we really can't do too much on the PA systems because if you do too much, nobody listens to
Right.
them.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it just down to like, okay, a bigger panel is starting or something like that.
He had a couple
Or-
people there that were, when he was doing his reveal. It was
Good,
cool.
good. We got his thing up on the big
Yeah.
jumbotron.
That was
there.
cool. The
So-
jumbo thing was really cool that you kept, interesting things going on. Listen, the venue was fantastic.
I do
Yeah.
always love the music that plays at the Garden State conventions because I feel like no other convention plays, movie music, the superhero theme songs. So I always just love the music while walking around.
Well, you can thank Danielle Pearson for that because she put together it's a 23-hour playlist.
Wow.
So it just goes, and she actually worked on that for a long time. She also makes most of the graphics for the show and stuff like that. Eric helps put together the website. And Eric is also my guy that helps with the logistics. He's the one that's out there setting up the tables, and he is editing all the panels that we're actually getting out on social media right now.
Very good.
We just put up 10 land graphs this morning.
You rent the tables?
We do.
See, I didn't know that till Super Jersey that you guys, that's a huge expense. The tables and the what do they call the other stuff that you have to cover things up? That's a huge expense.
Pipe and drape.
Pipe and drape. That's it. That's something you guys have to rent, and it's really expensive.
One of the questions I do get a lot is why does it cost $35 or $40 to get into Garden State Comic Fest? How much money are you pocketing or how much money are you making off of us? And the answer is it's really not that much.
It can't be.
When you think about it, I can go through it right now. The venue itself, to rent the Cody Arena, Menon Arena, anything like that, it costs about $25,000.
Okay.
The pipe and drape and the tables, chairs, $15,000. The hotel bill, $18,000. The airfare, $22,000. The car services and the private security and everything, another $13,000.
And you're paying some of the artists to be there, right? So you're paying.
You do. So some of them, some people have appearance fees. Some people have guarantees. It depends on who or what. And personally, I like guarantees more because, if they hit it, you don't have to pay them.
Right.
But no, so some artists and stuff, they do have appearance fees, which, you can't fault them for that. They have to make their money as well.
Exactly.
And this is why I do get other people, bring in Jim Lee, bring in.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to give me $80,000, I'm not going to bring in Jim Lee.
Fees. No, that's not happening. But who would you really? That actually brings me to one of my questions. Who would you really like to have at the show that you've never had before?
I came really close once. There are two people that I would really love to see at the show, creator-wise. And one is Alex Ross.
Okay.
Because you just don't meet Alex anywhere.
I see his table at New York Comic Con every year.
You see his table, but you don't see Alex.
You do not.
Alex, he's kind of like me. He really doesn't like people that much,
Right.
so he doesn't come out too often. And the other one I would love to have show up to the show one of these days is Bruce Timm.
Okay.
And Bruce Timm, it's tough because he doesn't like to fly.
Right.
So it's he lives out in California, so it's tough to get him all the way out here. But all the others, you can meet them. I wouldn't mind having John Byrne one of these years either.
Look, that was exactly who I was going to say, who I would want to see. I'd like John Byrne to be at one of them.
Again, he is another one that just doesn't show. He doesn't want to.
He's never at any shows.
No.
You had a couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure it's your show. Richard Comley, was that your show a couple years ago?
Yep.
That was a great show for me because I'm a huge fan of Captain Canuck and love his work. And actually, funny, after that show, we actually had him on our show. And he was probably one of the nicest guys that we've ever had on our show. He's just
he's Canadian.
Just a genuinely nice guy, and a great story to go to him. He was one of my favorite guests that you've ever had. He was just so, nice. It was meeting one of my creative heroes. Now, how about celebrities? What celebrities? I see you have Melissa Joan Hart coming up at Vineland.
Yes, I am actually very excited about this one. Melissa Joan Hart is one that I have been after for a couple of years now.
Okay.
So it finally met where our, schedules aligned. And let's just say we're going to have a little bit more Sabrina themed stuff coming into Vineland. Who knows? You may even see a Archie exclusive variant number one.
All right.
Maybe.
Maybe not, saying anything. Who knows? Harvey, Salem. I don't know who else might show up, but so yeah, we're very excited to have her coming down there. Celebrity wise, I like to say Garden State Comic Fest is a comic show. Obviously, you can't just fill the room with comic books. Otherwise, you're not going to get that many people showing up.
You have to have a draw. You have to have someone that people want to come see.
And you have to have the other stuff because not everybody likes comic books.
Well, that's why my older daughter
some people like toys. Right.
My older daughter does not look at comic books.
Yeah, looking behind you right now. Look at all those beautiful toys and stuff. It's myself, I have the entire 82 to 94 G.I. Joe run. I have the aircraft carrier in my basement, for Christ's sake. It's so you can't just do comics or keep it, but you can do it creator and comic focused, comic centric.
Of course.
And nowadays even anime is
and
taking over.
Your Pokemon cards too. You had at this point you have to do Pokemon cards.
Yes. And what our weekend, what it was there was the Long Island trading card game
at the same time. Okay.
Was going on at Nassau Coliseum. So that may have kept us from hitting our big magical 10,000 number. Right. But, for the most part, you do need a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
So, celebrity wise over the years, we've never really done too many. We try to bring in a couple from like each generation, somebody would like to do, but we've never based a show around them. This year, Maitland Ward was at our show, and Maitland, as you know, is from Boy Meets World, but she is also one of the top adult stars in the world.
That I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Yes, she is one of the top out there.
Okay.
In that world. She gave up Hollywood. She left Hollywood and went that route. And she goes, it's honestly cleaner than Hollywood. So she came in, and even with Maitland at the beginning, when it was offered, I was a little timid because I went, okay, we're a family friendly show, we're this. And Eric was the one that pointed out, he goes, listen, you can't stop somebody.
She's coming to you, or you're reaching out to her?
Her agent offered her to us. and because she was free and she had not done a Comic-Con on the East Coast ever.
Okay.
So we said, well, we're not sure, but after I thought long and hard about it, because I know Boy Meets World has a huge fan base.
That generation.
Yeah, and she is the one that you cannot get the autograph from.
Right.
She just doesn't do shows. So we said yes. And I go, we'll base it pretty much on Boy Meets World. And, if you know the other part.
So people knew.
And people do.
Okay.
The only complaint we got about that leading up to the show was actually from men.
Okay.
Women actually applauded us for bringing her in. They were like, good for you. You're not, turning it into some weird taboo thing. It was guys that were like, how dare you bring that, which I kind of found funny because, those are the guys that are sitting there watching her.
It's comic book. Yeah, we know.
I mean, you weren't treating it like it was taboo, but you also weren't parading it around being like,
no.
So I feel like you definitely handled it perfectly.
We tried, and I can tell you right now, Maitland did more than any other celebrity guest we have ever had.
Wow.
And I'm not saying by just a little bit, by a lot.
Okay.
Like holy crap. Wow.
Really?
She did phenomenal. She did 3 times more than any other celebrity guest at this show.
Wow. And if you know, if you don't, that's okay. Was it mostly Boy Meets World stuff, or was it mostly the other stuff?
It was mostly Boy Meets World stuff.
So people need to complete their Boy Meets World stuff, and she's the one that's interesting. I know the other ones have been around. I've seen them recently at shows. The other cast members have been popping up here and there from that show.
Yes. And the other cast members actually don't even get along with Maitland. So it's funny. They just did a podcast where they have a big podcast for that, and one of them.
Yes, I've seen some of them.
They convinced Maitland to come on, and then they all went after her and stuff. It was so. All that leading up to the show, I was like, "Oh, this is good publicity." I mean, it's negative, but
My first appearance.
No such thing as bad.
Oh.
If you spin it right. So. No, with her, she did phenomenal. She was professional. She was just a real lovely person to talk to. I did get a couple minutes to talk to her because we both ate lunch at the same time. Her husband is an amazing person. And I told her, oh, my God, if you ever want to come back, just let me know. We had a great time hosting you.
Good.
So... she was great.
Sarge was great. I didn't realize that they come to you sometimes. I really thought that it was always the promoter going to the celebrities or the bigger creators and saying, "Here, we would really like you to come to our show." I had no idea that they reach out to you on occasion.
Not to make myself sound cocky, arrogant, anything like that, but a lot of these people, what they do is they do talk to their friends.
Well, oh yeah, you run a good show.
Did the show, and they, kind of like how Ralph ended up coming to us, and that's how even some the creators and stuff they go, hey,
they want to have a good experience, right?
I'm friends with so and so, and he keeps telling me I have to come out to do your show. So I am lucky on that side of it with the creators because I've known so many for so long that a lot of them, they give me highly discounted prices, and a lot of them I don't have to work through agents and stuff like that.
Though. They have a good experience every time they come in. I mean, we were in the artist alley. The lines were for the bigger guys. I mean, the Simonsons were the whole entire time.
Oh, the Simonsons always have a line, and it's always around the corner.
Yeah,
and
always.
It never ends. And every year I tell them I would love to switch them over to the George Perez way of doing it.
Which
George Perez, when he would go to larger shows, you had to show up at his table in the morning.
Right.
and you would actually get a raffle ticket, and it was numbered 1 through 200.
Oh, that's
And then during the course of the day, you would come back to his table and be like, "What number are you on?" And they'd be like, 38.
oh,
I have number 42. Well, you have to come back.
that's interesting. That's actually a
But
good way
if
to
you
do
were
it.
under 38, you
You could
could get
go.
in line.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
So
They
that
don't
way,
do that.
there was never really a line.
And they don't want to do that.
No, because they said, well, if we don't finish it, or which it's fine. But yeah, because I wanted to cut the amount of people that could get sketches. I wanted to cut the amount of books that could be signed.
Right.
So I've done a couple things because I want everybody to have a chance to meet. And I know some fans are very passionate, where they bring out their stacks of books, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, especially if they're paying, get it done. But at the same time, I want to make sure that one guy that maybe he read a story that something changed his, in him, that chance to meet them. So I would like to limit stuff like that on some of these guests of, okay, you can get 10 things signed. After that, you got to get back in line.
Okay. That's reasonable for anybody.
Yeah, there's stuff like that.
I always found that weird that there's people that go just for that. Like there'll be somebody that just to see the Simonsons and that's it, and do nothing else.
That's it.
And just get their stuff signed by Simonsons and then leave or go back on it. It's just never. It's not the way we do conventions.
We
so
buy a lot of
we
stuff.
buy a lot of stuff, and it was really cool at your convention. You have a lot of local artists and creators too.
We do. Well, we're also very lucky because of where we are in New Jersey. Because the DC and Marvel offices were here for years, a lot of them live local. So there is no travel. There is no, and even the local guys, I mean, there are so many that we try to, and it's sad, but we have to go, okay, you've been here 3 years.
Right.
Going to need a year off because I got to open that table up for somebody else now. And because I only have so much room.
Right.
So I have to keep reinventing the show every year as well.
Because you had some friends of ours there. You had Carmen Costa was there. He's a friend of ours. And Christian Santos. We love Christian. Christian's a great guy. And he's a good show. He's not a show, but he always has people around. He's always doing his thing. It's nice to see the local guys mixed in with the big names.
It is. And I've even gotten a chance, like over the years, to go down and talk to the Kubert School and some of the upcoming artists. We were
actually there on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Kubert School for the first time on Wednesday. We went to visit Dewey's Comic City this week. We do another part of the shows. We go to a bunch of comic shops and we talk about the comic shop. So we were at Dewey's this past weekend.
Dewey's is great over there in Madison.
We had no idea it was. Madison was great. We had a great time in the town and in the area. We had no idea that it was connected to Kubert School. As we pulled up, we were like, oh. And then there were people from school inside, so we ended up chatting with them for a little while.
Yeah, Anthony Marquez, who is the owner of Dewey's, also owns and runs the Kubert School. So
we had a good time. And actually, this weekend we're going to a convention. Welcome back. Short sale convention is down in West Deptford. You have vendors at your show too. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I will be leaving for a convention in the morning as well, but I am going out to Hershey.
We've heard a lot of good things about it from people. That's far.
It is. It's and I do it in one day.
So you have a table? Nope. You're just shopping.
I guess you can call it shopping. I'm basically going out there to just kiss butt and talk to people that, did our show, find out how they did, any complaints. Now's your chance to talk to me directly about it.
So you're networking.
Yeah. Criticisms. I want to know how to make it better. What, If you saw anything that you think could be better, I always like fans and stuff to tell me that stuff. Now, obviously, there could be stuff that I think this should be done, and I know for a fact it can't be done that way because, but no, it's the only way to make the show better is to talk to people about it.
Well, if we had criticism, we would give it to you.
Okay.
I know, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to rack my brain.
Because for us, the way we like a show is exactly what your show is. That's when we come back year after year. You have a really great selection of vendors. Vendors have dollar bins, big books, some like crazy wall books too. I don't know if you saw if you got to in the video where we went through what we bought, but I bought a stack of comics like this. I
did
a crazy.
I got to see that. I got to see your big ones at the end and stuff like that.
I got some crazy books at that convention too, and that's why we come back every year, because it's the kind of convention we like. It touches for all three of us. So all three of us are very different.
I buy a lot of comics, so I love to buy from the small businesses, the smaller artists.
Yeah, and my oldest daughter likes the same thing. She likes the vendors that make stuff and that kind of stuff.
The Etsy stuff.
Yes.
Especially in Artist Alley.
Yeah.
You get to see a lot of the keychains and the different stuff that they do make, handcrafted items. Yeah. Anime Fest, that seems to be full of artists and stuff like that. I see more of it there than anywhere else. It's I try to keep a little bit of everything, even fudge. Yeah, the fudge lady did phenomenal.
We noticed
because we only ever really see fudge at Terrificon.
Yeah,
right.
But that is something that we do like to see.
Yes, we do like to see that.
What day are you going to Terrificon?
It's funny. We just made the decision yesterday. This is going to sound completely insane for us, but we are actually going away on the second. We're going to be in Tennessee from the 2nd to the 9th. Coming home that Friday from the drive home from Tennessee, going to Terrificon Saturday, driving home Saturday night, and then Tuesday we leave to drive. She's actually leaving. She's got a job in Florida. She's going to be working at Disney. Oh, nice. She's going to be working at Disney for the next year. So we're driving to Tennessee, coming home, driving to Terrificon, coming home, driving to Disney. We're going Saturday.
Right. Okay.
Are you going to Terrificon?
I will be there that Saturday.
There you go.
So,
what are you doing there? Are you same thing?
Networking, doing what I got to do.
We're doing the same thing. We got to go see some people that we've had on the show, some creators, and just to go say hello in person. And
I have to talk to a couple creators and stuff, people that are coming in next year that weren't there this year, and get stuff situated like that.
Can you reveal that yet, or you can't reveal those people yet?
Nope, can't reveal anything until contracts are signed, because I did that once and it bit me in the butt.
We've had people on who tell us stuff, and then they'll tell us after, like, you got to cut that out. You got to cut it out. I can't say that. I get in a lot of trouble if I say that.
Right. Oh, no.
You'll be where? You'll be mostly in Artist Alley, because we'll look for you. We'll come home and say hello.
Oh, yeah, I'll be everywhere. I'll be on the show floor, Artist Alley. I'll try to get, through the entire show in one day. I love Terrificon.
We absolutely love Terrificon. We usually stay because that's show my wife actually comes, and she does stuff, and she goes into the casino and goes shopping, and then the three of us go in. So we've been doing that for years, but just this year we're just so much going on that we can't spare an extra night there, because we'll be and with that show, that's another really good show.
Mitch puts together a phenomenal show.
It really
it is one of my favorites. It's been a couple of years since I've been up to it.
Yeah.
Even just last week, Mitch and I were talking on the phone, and he was like, "Oh, look at that! The King of New Jersey is going to bless me with his present." So we've always gotten along very well. Mitch's show, Heroes Con, is another one of my.
We've never been.
I have never been to it personally, because it's always a week before Garden State Comic Fest. So that's a very tough week for me to get away.
Same for us. It's the last week of school, so it's really hard for us to go away that week.
So that one, I have actually, over the years, I've cheated. I've watched it virtually
Okay.
and seen how they do things. And I know a lot of people that go to it,
Right.
obviously. So that was one of the ones that I based a lot of Garden State off of. That terrific con, I'm always, stealing, really.
That's what you got to do.
You don't want to reinvent any. You just steal other people's ideas,
So
really.
you ever been to Baltimore?
Baltimore, I go to every once in a while. Like every other year, I try to go. This year, for New York Comic Con, I am going to New York Comic Con on Thursday.
Okay.
And then we will be leaving New York at 5 p.m., going to Newark Airport, hopping on a plane. And then that Saturday, we will be in Edinburgh's Comic Con.
Really?
In Scotland.
Oh, boy.
So I wanted to take a chance and see what they're doing at European shows compared to ours. And it just so happened that it landed that weekend. So I went, it's actually cheaper for me to go to Edinburgh than to go back to New York.
That's scary. The hotel's definitely cheaper.
And it's a big show. It's a good sized show out there in Scotland. It's their big show. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do and what they offer and what the vendors are like there and some of the local artists that set up out there.
They have any big names artists that are going to be there?
It seems to be more of a I don't know what to expect, honestly. But as they're advertising it right now, it seems to be more of a wizard type show.
Okay.
Where it's very heavy on promotion of the celebrity guests. So it will be interesting to see what they have. I know Hayden Christensen's going to be there. They have who else? There was a lot of them. There was a lot of big names, and people that were coming from the U.S. too. Like even
yesterday,
that's taking
Steve Whitmire, Kermit, who was just at our show. He's going to be there, so I'll get to talk to him. And
how long are you staying there for that?
We will be flying out that Thursday night, and I think we're flying back on Tuesday. Okay. So it's just the 4 days. Take a couple days for ourselves, and but that Saturday and Sunday we'll be checking out the big show over there.
Yeah, we did Star Wars Celebration in London one year.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Oh, unbelievable.
It was 2016.
It was 9 years. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
It's the only celebration we've been to, and it was amazing. Cassidy's a huge Star Wars fan. It was amazing, absolutely amazing how that one, like no other show we've ever been to, I would say.
Basically all Star Wars.
Yeah. You know how those fans are out there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Craziest fans out there. So what can we expect? Can you tell us anybody that's going to be at Vineland besides most? You're still not signed yet? Deal's not completely done yet?
No, I have a couple that are signed, but we're not releasing much on Vineland just yet. We let Melissa Joan Hart out.
Yeah, we saw that.
And we had to do that anyway because there's a giant billboard going up on August 4th, and she's going to be on it down there. So it's that was kind of hard.
Is this her first show in this area? Like I don't remember ever seeing her at anywhere else.
She did. What was it? It was like the Hallmark Christmas Con.
Oh yeah, my wife went to that.
That was a couple years back.
Yeah, my wife went to that one. That was strange.
And then she also did the '90s Retro Con up in Connecticut.
Okay.
But other than that, she really doesn't do too much. She doesn't do a lot of shows. And like I said, she's great from what I've seen on TV and stuff. I'm hoping that her personality is just like what her personality is on TV. But yeah, and so far from the easiness of the negotiations and everything, I think it will be.
Okay.
I think fans are really going to be happy with meeting her, because I know sometimes you meet somebody that you really wanted to meet and it's not great.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. We won't say who our number one is, because
Oh, believe me, I've had we're very careful on Garden State, even on who we bring in, because we want people that get along great with the fans.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've had, I could say, 2 guests that were kind of a pain in the butt. But
you don't ask them back then. They don't come back another year.
No. But one I almost asked to leave halfway through the show.
Oh.
So it was yeah, because I was just like, I and they were like, how dare you? And
now we're curious. Thanks for that. We're curious now.
I go, I don't care. I go, I care about my people. I care about the fans.
They'll be here. They'll be here every year. You won't be here next year.
Yeah, there's the door. Enjoy.
That's good. That's good to know, though, too.
Yeah. No, I won't allow somebody. The best way. The best way to describe some of this stuff, it like I always tell people in the interviews and stuff, it's like planning a wedding for 8,000 to 10,000 people. So, you're excited, you're getting married. Oh, it's great. This is going to be wonderful. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then you start making out those seating charts, and, Uncle Bob can't sit next to Cousin Shelley because, Cousin Shelley borrowed his favorite pencil in 1979 and never gave it back. And, it's, you start dealing with that stuff. And then you start dealing with the others of, oh, why are you bringing so-and-so in? Why are you doing that? And by the time 2 weeks out of the show, you just want it over with now. You don't even want to get married anymore. You just want to elope. You want nothing to do with it. Then the big day comes, and it's a blur. You don't remember much of it at all.
You don't enjoy it.
I don't remember who I talked to. I don't know if we talked to each other at the show. Like, I don't remember any of it. And the only joy I get out of the show is the following week watching, your videos, where I try to watch, a good portion of it, but there's a lot of them I have to watch, and going through all the pictures. And I like to look through the pictures to see how many people are smiling, to see how many people are happy. Right. And then I start going, okay, this was cool. Let's do it again.
So what? How do you solve that? Let's plan a wedding 2 months apart. So let's do November and January, and we'll have 2 weddings back to back. That's how you solve it. Great idea.
Yeah, it is. Well, it also, I mean, Vineland is a little bit smaller.
Right.
Winterfest takes care of itself. Yeah. I will announce Winterfest. It's the last weekend in January. It's always the same.
Yeah, we have it here.
And it will. Yep. It will sell out in about a week and a half. All the vending space.
Right.
I really only bring in the locals. I don't bring in too many big outside guests.
Some great vendors there. This past time we bought some good books at the Winterfest last time we went. Yeah, we had a really good time at Winterfest.
So it's a nice, easy show. It's kind of our thank you to the fans. It's a cheap admission. It's a much cheaper booth for the vendors even. So it's just our way of saying, hey,
thanks to everybody. And listen, I know anyone I've been told to go to that one really enjoys it, because you're getting a good bang for your buck there. There's a lot of good deals on comics.
You really do. People I do get the complaint. Why is it so far away? I'm like, well,
listen,
I could do it cheap
You can't
far
complain
away.
about that though. You can't. Don't go then if it's too far away. If it's too far away,
Right.
don't do it. We saw. I don't know if you watched that video from Winterfest, but we saw a guy was trying to sell Fantastic Four #1 at that show,
Okay.
like right next to us, and I was like, "Can I just hold that for a second, please?" That's #1 on my list of books. It's
Oh, okay.
it's the price. I just haven't had it hasn't been cost effective. But an older gentleman was selling like a bunch of key books, and the vendor you had there, to his credit, the guy had no idea what it was worth, none
Right.
whatsoever. And the vendor you had, it was a vendor if you walked in, it was all the way on the left side, all the way in the back. So we had that corner booth on the back there. He was telling the guy honestly what he should do. Listen, you should get this pressed. You should get it graded. You're going to make the most money for this. Don't sell it here. Take this home. You do some research. And it was like nice to see a vendor not going, "Hey, I'll buy that from you. I'll give you, I'll give you $2,000 for that. I'll give you money." And he was being absolutely honest with the guy to not sell it. Do not sell it to me right now. This is what you should do. And
Do your research.
yeah. And I was like, this is really cool that this guy's not trying to, steal this book basically.
People would just,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because the guy had no idea what he had.
A lot of people would try to take advantage of that. So that's good. Whoever that vendor was, good for him.
Yeah, it was nice to see. Before I let you go, there's one other thing. The Ghost Rider cosplay was fantastic. That was
Oh, yeah.
very
absolutely. We were very happy when we saw that they won that contest because and it was a kid too.
Yeah.
Who did it
She was
himself.
awesome.
She did it herself. Like,
Yep.
the father was. I was standing and they were telling me, yeah, she decided she wanted to do this and made it herself. Great costume.
2 of the top 3 this year were kids. Ghost Rider and Darkwing Duck.
To me, that's a good sign. When you have kids coming to your convention, that's a good thing for everybody.
Yes. We have always tried to keep it very kid friendly.
That's a big
Like
thing.
I said, it's very family driven, and we do the 10 and under free. We do a half price ticket for 11 to 16.
That's great.
That kind of stuff. This was our first year at Cody, so even with them, I was like, "Hey, let's work with the zoo. Let's do this." And they were like, "Yeah." No. They wanted to see how this played out and how it worked, and because this was our also trial run for them.
Right.
We didn't know we were going to get asked back even after this.
We'll definitely be going to the zoo next year when we go.
Yes.
I might be by myself because someone will be in Florida. So
It's the zoo is actually really good, Turtleback Zoo, to get over there.
We've heard good things about it over the years. Never been down there, and as soon as we pulled up, the first thing she said, "Turtleback Zoo."
I know. I was like, I wish we knew. We
would have. We probably would have brought my wife with us too, and would have went right after to that.
We're trying to work out a deal. Like we're working on. They want us to be more interactive with the zoo as well. So we might be doing a couple sponsored like cosplay nights and stuff like that with the zoo. Because now that they see that we can work together, like I know we're in the plans of planning something for Halloween because, let's do that 2 weeks before Vineland show.
Don't you have Vineland right before that?
So, but yeah, no, we're going to give out candy over there during Halloween. And I would love to do a combo ticket even.
Right. Yeah, that would be great. After the convention, walk over to the zoo and.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, and the weekend that we do it there, that Saturday, the zoo is only open half the day.
Okay.
It's only open like 10 to 1.
Oh, gotten there then. We left the convention like after 2 that day.
Yeah, Sunday it's open all day.
Right.
But on Saturday it closes because they have a special event. It's called Brew at the Zoo.
Right.
And it's a fundraiser. So all the microbreweries come in and stuff. And that sets up at the zoo that Saturday night.
That's interesting.
So you can get back in. Obviously, you just got to buy tickets to go to Brew at the Zoo. And they open that up at 5. So from 1 to 5, they're switching it around and everything in there. So next year, even, we're talking about doing something where, maybe some of our people go over there for their VIP meet and greets, and God only knows. We got a lot of stuff to work out on that, but
it sounds like you don't ever sleep, so.
not much at all, no. And between all this, I'm actually redoing my basement by myself. Good. So yeah.
All right. What's Black Box Comics?
Black Box Comics is actually one of the vendors that set up at our show. It's a small press. Demetrius owns Black Box. They do Ninja Gaiden and a couple other phenomenal independent comics. And a lot of the artists that actually come to Garden State have done work for Black Box. So he gave me this cool shirt.
All right, cool.
I didn't even realize I was wearing it.
No, it's like
he just got a really cool shot.
I had no idea what it was. No, I'll reach out to him too, see if he wants to be on the show. If he's a local guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We love having indie creators on the show. We actually have an interview right after you today, so we have another interview at 3.
Oh, okay. Who's coming on later?
Georgios Gianti. He's an artist. Gianti works for Marvel. He does a lot of Star Wars stuff. He did The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He just did the Godzilla vs. the Avengers. He did the art on that.
Gotcha. And so you won't be here for next year's West Orange show, huh?
Yeah, I won't.
Probably not. Yeah. It will just be me and my oldest.
Is that going to be like a big Star Wars thing?
Uh-oh.
I see a face.
I can't say anything, but if things work out the way that I'm trying to make it work out, you might be disappointed.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, I'm nothing to what you said. I'm just saying, you said earlier you're going to Edinburgh to meet Hayden Christensen. And that's her favorite actor. I don't know.
I was supposed to meet him at New York Comic Con like a few years ago, and the line was so long that he was like, "We're not staying. Let's go."
I cannot understand how anybody tries to get an autograph at New York Comic Con.
We have many times.
We have, but not in the past few years. The line,
Danielle went
would be crazy.
David Tennant a couple years.
Actually, we
were on that line. We were on that line, and because he was so nice, he chatted.
Yeah.
We are huge Doctor Who fans. We don't mention it enough on the show, but we're huge Doctor Who fans. We've met a number of them, and that was
he was one that we couldn't.
That was a big one for us. We waited a long time for him.
But when I go over, we were just over in Scotland and England a couple months back too, and Danielle, that was one of her big things, because she goes, okay, Good Omens was shot over here. So next thing I know, I'm walking through cemeteries and sitting on park benches because this was part of the show. And I'm like, okay. And she was a huge David Tennant fan from that we've seen. And she waited in that line.
Yeah, we did.
And she goes, do you want to wait with me? I looked at that line. I went, nope.
Yeah, we waited in that line.
Yeah, we did.
There is nobody I can't think of anybody I'd want to meet that I'd want to wait in one of those lines for.
But when your kid says that they want to do it, you wait in line.
Yep.
Not always.
Not always.
For Hayden Christensen.
And I should have. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
No problem. And like I said, I like doing these after the shows and stuff because it's a little bit less stressful.
Like,
getting closer to the shows, it's a little tougher. And at the show, it's almost impossible to get me.
Yeah.
But, this year, it's also why I opened up that panel to let people ask me questions.
Good.
But yeah, no, thank you.
No,
and
love your
if you ever want me back on again, let me know.
Anytime you want to come on pro anything, just let us know. And listen, you have a show, we'll be there. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy Scotland. Let us know when you sign Hayden Christensen, and
you got it.
We'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right.
Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye.